look at this. Look at the battling, and it is a safety car. Here comes Mika into Stoke corner. Whoa! Almost. And away we go here in the Netherlands for F3 down towards the next couple. Oh, and it's! Oh my god! Whoa! Bit of a season as Nolo wins in Monza for FRLT Tier 1 of 4. And right, Benny! Oh, here he goes! Hello, and welcome to FRLT Season 5, and it is time for round number 12 of the No Assist season. And this week we come to a track that I do truly love. It is Zandvoort. 4.259 kilometers, 2.646 miles, 14 turns, 2 DRS zones, down that pit straight and down that back straight as well between turns 10 and 11. Of course, between the final corner and turn 1 for the other DRS zone on the track. 3 sectors, lots of elevation changes all the way up the hill through sector 1 and into sector 2. So, there's a lot going on there. Let's have a quick look at the calendar. We have gone through Monza, Belgium, Australia, Singapore, Las Vegas, Mexico, the mystery race, which was Hungary, and then Great Britain, Bahrain, which was actually swapped for Austria reverse, Japan, COTA, and this week we come to the Netherlands before we finally go to the finale in Qatar. I know I make it sound like I'm been waiting for this, but to some degree I have been waiting for this. The championship ramping up over time for this season. I have to say, very interesting. It is very interesting in the standings as well. SET, a 1-2 finish last week brought them to 214 points, breaking that 200-point barrier. One of only in assists and no assists. Both championship leaders have now broken the 200-point barrier after round 12 with the new point system. Still only 2 teams to do that so far, but it looks, but possibly OMB will also break that, becoming the 3rd team. To add on to that as well, OMB, P3, P9, collision between teammates last week in COTA. Not last week, the week before, 2 weeks ago in the last race, left them down in points. They could have had an easy P3, P4 finish, but they've lost a lot of points to that, potentially even a championship. EVR as well, suffering another incredibly disappointing day. Only 3 points scored. That's 5 points now in the past 2 races. Also, looking back, SKG catching up to Rosso. They only need to do this. They need to score about another 25 points to actually get ahead of Rosso. They only need 20 points more to actually get into 4th in the Constructors if Rosso don't score any points, but the likelihood of that is quite low. VRE as well with a disappointing weekend. P3, P4 in qualifying, and then only P4 and DNF at the end of the week, pretty much crushing all of their championship chances to finish up in 5th in the Constructors. XPG as well with a P6 finish, taking those 7 points, bringing themselves further ahead of VMV, holding on to that P7 in the Constructors. Most people think that that is pretty much confirmed now, that P6. I've also got a lovely little graphic I'll show you. Here it is. It is the No Assist season. This is how the season has gone. SET, not the most consistent of teams this season. They've been a lot more consistent after round 4. As you can see, 21 points, 30 points, 18, 19, 18, 21, 34. Compared to the first 4 races, it was 21, 8, 17, and 7. So it wasn't a great start to their season at all. But we have arrived in qualifying now. We have made it to the 18 minutes of qualifying. As you can see up in the top left, only 17 minutes and 20 seconds to go. That is an RB coming out onto the track. It is John that's on his way out. SKG pushing, of course, this week for that 4th place in the Constructors. It's the first season ever of no assists, and SKG are pushing for 4th. It's not been the best of seasons for them. They, of course, took that brilliant 1-2 finish back in Singapore, becoming the 2nd team this season to achieve a 1-2 finish. And then, of course, SET last week also achieving a 1-2 finish, becoming the 3rd team in no assists. And I believe only the 7th team ever across FRLT to achieve a 1-2 finish in any of the 2's championships with 2 drivers specifically, excluding 4s from it. There were only, I believe, 7 teams in total. 3 of them being, except actually SKG, because they did it last season in assists. So, really, there's only been 6, I do apologise, 6 teams that have actually done it from SET and OMB this season, adding onto that list. But John is making his way round, so let's ride on board with the RB. Let's see how he's going to do on his lap as he makes his way down towards turn 1. It's all about speed. It's all about getting the car cornering well. You've got to get it right. That is the main thing. You have to get the car right as you send through now into turn 2, throwing the car through into and out, a very tight turn 3. Very smooth there from John. Not too bad. Not perfect, but still, in the end, not too bad after all. As now, up the hill, 24.222 is triple 2, is that first sector. Into the middle sector, not so clean from John. He's struggling a little bit. You can see a bit of understeer hitting that RB. It's not going brilliantly so far. Ooh, a little bit deep there as well. Missing the apex quite a bit there. Opening that rear wing once again down the short straight into the carousel. You've got to get this right. Oh, a bit over the gravel there. That's going to lose him a bit of time. And now making his way round to the final 2 corners. Throwing around turn 13. Now heading round turn 14. The long banked corner. One of the longest corners on the entire calendar. And up to the line. Where is John going to go? It's going to be a 1:09 .037 to start off tonight's qualifying session. That's the first lap time set. I think we're seeing Speedy coming round, and then I think we have Liam Hiley making his way round. 57.4 is his middle sector so far. So we'll have to see. OMB bringing in a couple of new drivers. I don't think we've seen them this season so far in assists. In no assists, sorry. In no assists. Oh, I'm getting so confused. Almost got dementia, but Liam Hiley up to the line. He's had a very slow lap there, so of course that's not going to be a big push from him. Raphael up to the line. No, he goes P2, but only with a 1:09.8, so not a great lap time. Manolo beats that to a 1:09.8 as well, but a low 8 instead, so he's found that little bit of time. And there goes Nicholas Boiter to a 1:09.3, but still over 3/10 behind John up in front. So still a bit of a wait to see who's going to get it, as I think somebody's just jumped up the grid. I'm not sure who actually just jumped up the grid. We'll have to wait and see. John is making his way around once again. Some drivers already making their way around again. And Najas on his way in. Oh yeah, Liam did. My apologies. Liam did. He just didn't race for OMB. Speedy! Fastest of all, 1:08.653. First run as well. Gapping P2 by 0.4 of a second. Just shows how good that car is being this season. It really does show. Liam Hiley, though. 1:08.784. Very strong there from Liam. Just over 1/10 behind Speedy. And remember, Speedy has won. I think he's actually won 3 or 4 races this season now in no assists. So he's been incredibly consistent. So I think he's won all of SET's races so far this season. And I think that's a total of 4. So Got to say, it's pretty impressive. Knight as well dips into a 1 minute 8.8. So does Unai Vega as well as he goes P3. Oh my god, we've got 3 drivers within a tenth of each other. William Boiter as well, dropping into a 1 minute 8.9. So he's found a little bit of time in all of it. Misha didn't go too quickly, so EVR not finding perfect amounts of time just yet. But we'll have to wait and see. We have got Joaquin Vigley on a lap, 47.6 for the middle sector. Only one VRE car at the moment tonight. I'm only seeing one. So they are going to have to serve a qualifying ban for next week, which is not going to help them in any chances they do have. And across the line, Joaquin Vigley, 1 minute 8.433. It was pretty close from second down to 6th. Now, Joaquin Vigley jumps that gap. He missed out on pole by a few tenths last race in Kota. Now, he is on provisional pole. Will VRE take their first ever pole in FRLT? And I believe, and I should know this actually, their first ever pole as a team as well. So we'll have to see. I think we saw Jonas Mivelt. I might have absolutely mispronounced that beyond anything, but he goes P3 ahead of his teammate Liam Hiley. So OMB still in the championship hunt. I've got to say, they're still really in the championship hunt. Remember, they need to close in within... They are lower than 30 points. Close. They are within 30 points. But, of course, it is still 30 points. It's about closing that gap down, not increasing it. We can see Misha has just done a 1 minute 8.9 as well. So he's pretty close to his teammates. So EVR as well, also coming in with some decent results. We've got a couple, it's a decent mix of teams actually. It's 4 out of the 5. It's actually, I think there's at least one team, because we've got SET, we've got OMB, we also have EVR, that's 4. We have all the top 5 teams, with all the top 6 teams inside of the top 10 at the moment. Just proving how strong some of these drivers have been this season. Hako making his way around, using that DRS. Let's see. What's he going to do? It's not going to be an 8. It's going to be a low 9, but it's a 9.4 and only P11, so he did not find the time he wanted. I did see Najus was on a decent middle sector. He looks about 3 tenths off of Joaquin Vigley, and across the line, he goes P3, jumping the OMB duo and Unai Vega and Knight to P3, and a very good qualifying lap there. VMV pushing for... Potentially, I could see them pushing for that 7th in the Constructors once again this evening. I can see it. At the moment, based off of positions, VMV would finish 3rd in... Would finish... Not 3rd. They'd finish 7th in the Constructors. They'd be going in 7th after this week into the finale next week at Qatar. So, very interesting to see. I've got to say, very interesting to see. John is on a... He's not on a fast lap. We have got Nicholas Boiter on a fast lap, though, up by about 700ths in that first sector. So he's finding a bit of time, but it's barely anything, especially when you look at where his teammate is, 4 tenths ahead of him. So finding only 700ths is not going to do a lot versus that gap. But let's see. Was it the middle sector that he made some mistakes and he lost time? Not really. He's actually gone slower than his previous lap as well, only up by 42 thousandths of a second now. So he's not finding all the time he wants. He's really not finding all the time he wants this evening. Heading round the final corner now. Let's see Nicholas Boiter as he makes his way up to the line. Where's he going to go? He improves by a tenth and a half and he stays P11, but he goes into a 1 minute 9.1 as well, so he finds quite a decent chunk of time. Liam Hiley is on a lap as well. Let's actually ride on board with Liam Hiley. I want to see what he does here because, of course, he took that P2 finish, as I've remembered now, for TDR back in Hungary. Only race he did this season. And now we're coming to round 12, the penultimate race before the finale. And we're waiting to see sort of what he can do. And he's up in that top 5 again. And he's down by 13 thousandths in the first sector. So he's slightly down. He did look like he lost a little bit of time through turn 1. So Maybe that's the problem. But look at the difference between what we saw between John and Liam Hiley here. Look at the difference in those sort of in that quarter of a second. The sort of pace difference, how smooth and stable the car seems to be. Liam's down by 39 thousandths now, so he's lost a little bit more time. So he's not doing too great so far on his lap. He's definitely having a bit of a struggle. Into the final corner now we go. On board, you could just see how banked that final corner is. And up to the line, where's he going to go? He finds a 10th and he goes P3 ahead of Najus and ahead of his teammates. That's what a 10th gets you, is 2 places at the moment. And he's right behind Speedy when it comes down to lap time. We have got both of the TDR drivers on laps, and they're giving each other a tow. Oh, that's a collision between the teammates. Oh my god. What has happened there as Manolo also comes in to the pits? I think it's not Speedy. It's not Speedy. It's Unai Vega, who's gone very slowly on his lap. Not particularly quick on his lap. Neither has Misha. So, one moves out of the way for the other. Extra fuel as well, it looks like, on Knight as well. So, maybe giving each other a bit of a helping hand. Now, here comes Speedy. What's he going to do when he crosses the line? He doesn't go fastest. He finds a 10th, but he hasn't beaten Joaquin Vigley. That's the man that I was thinking of, and he's just gone slightly faster again. 1:8.403. Jonas, P2. And that was an incredible lap, I've got to say. Very, very persuasive. There goes Unai Vega. 18 thousandths behind Joaquin. Getting very, very close now to the back. There goes Knight for another lap. He's going round again for another run. I think we've just seen Najus come in. He wasn't improving a huge amount. Don't think he was happy with his lap. Hacko as well on his way in. He just has not looked happy with his lap either. But so far, for the first time in, I think, about 6 races, Speedy is on his way to get out qualified by his teammates, and to also, for the first time, well, a very rare sight to see is him not qualifying inside of the top 3, which he's done for almost every single race except last race, by the way. He's qualified inside of the top 3 for every race except last race, if my stats are correct, which they most likely aren't, so don't fully trust them. But yeah, very, very interesting. Here comes the man of Misha. He's going slowly as well on his lap. I was double checking on board. Here comes Baldwin Boy, though, making his way round. Let's see what he's going to do. He's going to go into the pits. He's not happy with his lap at all. And Knight as well on his way in to add to it. But the first driver out for another run is Najus in P6. Interesting to see. We don't usually see VMV the first team to come out. Usually they are one of the later teams. I know that we've got Rosso out, but these are the final runs now. Nicholas Boiter isn't on his final run yet, and William Boiter is on an out lap. So officially, Rosso are the first to come out, but Najus as well out on track. Usually they're not this early out on the track. So let's watch Nicholas Boiter, P9 and P11, exactly where they've been for pretty much the entirety of qualifying so far. I mean, you've also got to look at the fact that only Nicholas has improved his lap time, while Willian has not improved his lap time since his first run. So clearly Rosso not finding a lot of time. For instance, Nicholas Boiter only found almost 0.2 of a second, so he didn't find the time that he needed to find in his lap to actually improve his position. So we're going to have to wait and see how this goes. But Nicholas Boiter. 15 thousandths down in his first sector. Not looking too good. Coming up to the line now. Let's see. What is Nicholas Boiter going to do? 1/10 up. 1/10 up at the moment. Making his way round. Towards the end of the lap. His teammate, Willian, has dropped off. So clearly going for another run. But across the line, Nicholas Boiter improves by 800ths, but still stays in P11. Oh my god. The pain of that P11. Najas is going slowly. Najas is going slowly right now, so we're not seeing that from him at all. I'm trying to see who is the next one to cross the line. That's Misha. Then we've got Unai. Then we have Speedy. Then we have Haquin battling for that pole. Battling for that pole there. Then we've got Knight. Then we've got Bourbon Boy, who's making his way around. Then that's not Hako. That's John, who's making his way around. He's going slowly, though. He's going to be going on another run. I think we've got Nicholas, who's going around slowly. Have we got a TDR? No, it's not a TDR driver. It's William Boiter, who's on a fast lap at the moment. He's on a very fast lap right now. Let's see what he can do as he makes his way round towards the line for his final attempt. And it's 36 thousandths as he stays P9. Nicholas Boiter also retires. So that's his session over and done with. That's somebody just crossed the line just now as the Bartolomei goes into a very nice position there. Liam Hiley across the line. Did not improve, but he's going for another run. We're waiting to see everyone else. I think a couple of other people. There goes Najas. He's gone P5. He's gone P5. Here comes Haquin Vigley. He's up on his lap and across the line. Haquin Vigley up by a 1/10 of a second. He's found the time. Speedy. Is Speedy on another run? Yes, he is. He's going on another run. And Unai Vega hasn't been able to beat him across the line. Bourbon Boy goes P9 in the end. That's him. He's gone P9. And that was John that went P11. Here comes Raphael. He's invalidated. So that is his session over and done. Now, Jonas making his way round. Making his way round. Let's see what Jonas can do. As he makes his way up to the line. And across the line, he goes P3. And that's a solid position for himself. The Bartolomei coming across the line. He stays P17. We've got Liam Hiley coming across the line. He goes P2. And that is onto the front row for Liam Hiley. And that is one hell of a lap for himself. Zen goes P15. We just have Speedy. We're looking at Speedy for how he's doing on his lap. Coming up to the line. Where's he going to go? He doesn't go on pole. Misha, P7, P8 now as Knight goes P6. And that is, if I'm correct, that should be Haquin Vigley on pole. Unless I am incorrect. Looking to the drivers all around. That is Haquin Vigley's. Haquin Vigley is on pole. Haquin Vigley is on pole position. So in the end, we can't see his car going around because he's retired. But that is that. VRE take their first pole of the season. And their first pole as a team. Could this be VRE's evening to get their first win and to add their list to the list of winners in FRLT across all tiers. Maybe we'll have to wait and see before the race. But let's go through the grid. VRE achieved their first pole position of the season, followed by Liam Hiley, then Unai Vega, Speedy, Jonas, Knight, Najus, Misha, Boy, William Boiter, John, Hako, Nicholas Boiter, Manolo, Zen, Raphael, and the Bard Tsunami. TDR at the back of the grid, where they have seemed to firmly be for pretty much this entire, for 95% of this season, they have firmly been at the back of the grid. 21 points, by the way, in 11 races now for them. Not even 2 points per race. They're under 2 points per race now at the moment. Their best finish being a P2 finish, and that's 16 points. So that is that. Very interesting to see this evening. Incredibly interesting to see. It's going to be incredibly interesting to see VRE on pole for the first time in Season 5. Another team to be added to the list of pole sitters across, by the way, we count it as all tiers. So even though they're separated into categories, we do put them all together for everyone who's basically achieved a pole position. Every team that's achieved a pole position, every driver, every, from every single tier. And that's VRE's first in there. A new team to achieve pole. I think it's one of over... I think they are, I believe they are officially the 20th team. From what I'm seeing in my notes, this was from a few months ago, but by my account, they could be, I think they are, this is from last month, but I think they are the 20th team to achieve pole position in FRLT, which just shows how dominant some teams have been at times. But what a qualifying session, what a way it ended, I've got to say. Incredible the way it ended. Absolutely incredible. But we're going to have to see how the race is going to go, because it's not been the best of qualifying sessions for STT, even though they've looked incredibly quick and up to pace. So have EVR. I mean, it's not great to have EVR. For STT, it's not good to have Championship Rivals, EVR, Championship Rivals, OMB, both up there in the mix. Also to have a VMV driver up there and VRE on pole. So it's going to be a tough one. It's going to be very tough to see who's going to actually take. If I'm going to give my prediction, I don't know. I'm going to give my prediction for who's going to win. And I don't know. Tonight could be the time that we see a brand new race winner this season, and first time race winner ever. It could also be the evening that we see STT clench the Season 5 No Assist Championship, becoming the first team to achieve this No Assist Championship. We could see it, we might not see it. I don't know yet. We're going to have to wait and see. Because at the same time, they might not, because OMB very much up in the mix at the moment. I know OMB are having a couple of connection problems, but hopefully that'll be sorted for them. Hopefully they shouldn't have any more problems. But we are waiting to get underway for the race. 36 laps, if I'm correct. I believe it is 36 laps. I can hear the lights. We're about to get going for a championship deciding race. Here we are. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 red lights. And away we go here in the Netherlands for FRLT Season 5, round number 12 of no assists. It's been a really poor start from Quinn Vigley. He hasn't gotten away well at all as he drops through the order. Jonas hasn't even moved away from the grid, and that drops him down to dead last. Liam Hiley now leads away here this evening. You can see a lot of battling happening further back. You can see Misha battling with Najus over position, and that is Misha up to P5. And look at this. Quinn Vigley and Speedy battling over P2 in this race. Round the outside is what he's trying to do, and he has not been able to do it. And that is that. And in the end, Quinn Vigley down to P3. And that is a disappointing start for VRE and for the man who took pole position this evening. Even though they will take a point for pole, they're not going in the direction they really want to be. Liam Hiley, though, leading away already by over a second in this race. OMB really did set up to try to win this evening. It is Liam Hiley versus Speedy, potentially two of the fastest drivers we've seen on this season's grid, going against each other. I think, there's a good 3-4 drivers up there that have been incredibly fast, from Liam Hiley to Speedy to Schumacher as well. Early on in the season, Schumacher still holds the biggest winning margin of any this season in assists and no assists of over 12 seconds. By the way, 12 seconds. That's how big of a margin he had in Australia. Now, Liam Hiley making his way round. He leads away, still holding on to that 1.4 second lead, by the way. So he's actually not doing too badly to hold on to it. It's just dropped below that, but you can see he seems to be pretty comfortable out in front. We'll have to see what Speedy can do. Quinn Vigley, though, I'm not sure what to say about his race start. It was really poor. He is on his own for this evening's race, but he is very much in a bit of a battle. He's in a bit of a battle because now he's got Knight and Misha behind him, and EVR are really pushing for a final chance at the championship. Remember, they have to get the gap below 36 points or less this evening. At the moment, it's a bit high. It's quite a bit higher than that. It's over 50 points. So, at the moment, they will be taking those 21 points, but it's still 20. They're still taking 21 points, but so are SCT. They're also taking 21 now, taking 22. They're only gaining 1 point on SCT now after that. But Quinn Vigley keeping up with Speedy, so podium still potentially on this evening. But you can see it is a good start from EVR and a good start from a couple of teams. I do apologise, everybody, because, again, notifications. So stupid on my PC. But, as you see, position changes. Great start from Speedy, up 2 places. Also good start from Misha and John as well, up 3 places. Same as Raphael. Bad start for Jonas. Bad start for Unai Vega, who went from P3 down to P7 off that start. And it's really been a poor start for himself. Not where he wants to be at the moment, especially when he needs to be supporting his teammate. And biggest man of all to lose those 2 big places, first and second, off of lap 1. And that was not the start he was really wishing for at all, or hoping for in any sort of way. Everybody's on the medium tires except the Bard Tsunami. So that is an interest. I've got to say, that is a very interesting one, the Bard Tsunami, not being on the list. But see here, Quinn Vigley getting close, and look at that. Speedy is almost within a second. He's within a second of Liam Hiley now. So the battle for the win is still not off as we head on to lap 4. There's always a battle for the win this early, and you can see everybody is within a second of each other, all the way down to P15 at the moment, by the way. That is where it is. Bourbon Boy at the moment, and the battle for the race lead now, officially, it's actually P11. Hako, who's just breached that 1 second gap. Nicholas Boyce has not had a great start either. Not a lot of drivers getting away too well, Hako especially. So SKG only looking like they're going to be taking 3 points this evening, and ultimately, most likely losing their chances at 4th in the Constructors after their great push in the last 2 races, scoring 20 points in 2 races. And it looks like it might all be falling apart this evening, with only 3 points, returning back to that sort of form. It looks like just very much of just 2 races of 20 points. Their 2 best finishes since round 4, by the way. Those are their 2 best finishes since round 4. And this week they're back to only scoring low points and not where they really want to be. Here comes Knight. He's looking for the move. He doesn't go for it. Unai Vega has just set the fastest lap, by the way. That's a good one for him. And look at this. Speedy is now fully in the race for the win. He's fully in for it here this evening. Let's see how this is going to go. Let's see. Speedy making his way around, just following this Aston Martin. Seeing the flashing light on the rear of the green, the racing green car. The British racing green car is what I should really say. As Speedy makes his way around. You see this middle sector twisty, really making it difficult for drivers and teams to predict how it's going to go. Grip comes and goes in the middle sector. We've seen that quite a lot. We even saw with Speedy there getting a bit loose on the rear. But look at this, Speedy really close now to Liam. Maybe a chance down the next straight with the DRS. The rear wing is open. We look to Liam, who leads away. He's got a decent lead. Moving all the way over to the right. Trying to hold that inside line to the outside. Goes Speedy. Side by side into turn one. Liam Hiley battling with Speedy. Side by side still as they make their way through into turn two and turn three. Speedy takes the lead. But he's got a little bit deep there. Here comes Liam. He's coming back at him again. But Speedy has just gotten the exit he needed. And up into the lead goes the SEC driver. Once again this season, he has led the most laps out of any singular driver. And now, he is back in the lead again and hoping to lead the next 30 laps and have a dominant victory. Potentially, and by my account, sealing the Constructors' Championship out of round 12. That was not good from Liam Hiley there. He really just lost out on position. You see, he's already 1.2 seconds down on this lap. Speedy wasn't so far down. He was only about 9/10 down. So he is about 3/10 off for the pace of Speedy at the moment. But is he going to be able to repay the favour here? Because he's got the DRS this time. He's got the power. He's using a bit of ERS. He's moving out of the dirty air. And now Haquin Wrigley is getting back into this race a little bit more. Look at this. Haquin right there in the battle for second place and even the win. Even though he took pole, it was a really poor start from our pole sitter. Down to P3 he went on lap 1, but he hasn't dropped down since, and he's sort of brought his pace back to being where it should be. And he's back into the chance, and you can see he is hunting down Liam Hiley. It looks like Liam has taken too much out of his tyres too early. We know these mediums are a bit temperamental when it comes down to tyre wear. So we're going to have to see how that's going to work for Haquin for the rest of this race. Because at the moment, whoa, down the inside goes Knight with an opportunistic move. Is he going to make it work? He just has. Or is Haquin going to battle it? No, he's not. He's going to back out. And there goes Knight up to P3. And there's a yellow flag in that middle sector. I'm not sure who that was for. But Haquin, oh my god, the commentator's curse really coming in handy there for EVR. And Haquin down to P4. I'm not sure what's going on with VRE and Haquin tonight. It was exactly the same as we saw last week in Cody. He got half spun though. And down the inside, whoa! And Haquin is spun round. And he is dropping through the order. Oh my god. Round 11. Spin round at turn 1. Round number 12, and it's another spin at turn 1 for VRE, and it's getting spun around by another team once again this week. Oh, VRE, and especially for Haquin, this luck is horrific at the moment. From 3 podiums this season, he just doesn't seem to look like the same driver. Maybe he will do the miracle breakthrough that he did last week, the miracle comeback, and go from a lower position. He was, I think, P7 after the spin, or P8. And maybe he'll go from P10 to P5 today at least. But he's got to get back within that DRS. He's over a second behind. But this has not gone the way he wants it to. And I've got to say, EVR, they're pushing a lot. But maybe they're pushing just a little bit too much. Some of these moves, that move especially for Misha, might be, well, most likely, from what we saw from above, probably be getting a penalty after this evening, especially, and quite a big one as well. I'm suspecting maybe a 5-second penalty coming Misha's way, especially for the severity of the spin as well. So not good at all Definitely a disappointing one there. As Jonas, by the way, makes his way past the man of the Bard Tsunami for P13. Upper place. He didn't get away off the start, but now he's no longer last. He's up to P13. He has got 3 cars behind him, so he's actually gained a very good 4 places off from lap 1. So he's not doing too badly, but it's not great. Definitely not been a great evening for VRE. Qualifying gold from the team. And then it just kind of disappeared since. So, disappointment there. But I've got to say, a quiet driver in all this has been Najus. At the moment, Najus in this, very quiet in the grid. He's been quietly sitting here in 5th. You know, he's jumped from 6th up to 5th now, but he's been quietly here. He's not made, I think, the only overtake he's made so far this race is on Unai Vega. And that's it. He hasn't made any overtakes for this entire race. So, one overtake from start to finish. Not looking too good in the first 10 laps, but he's quietly sitting in his P5. And what will eventually be, it will be much closer to XPG over 7th in the Constructors. But you see, it's this occasional performance from teams like VMV that sort of shake up the order quite a bit. I'm calculating the points right now for the teams. I'm calculating them up for where they are. SCT are currently on their way to go up to 239 points after this evening. We know it's 161 for EVR. That's going to be another one for fastest lap, and on top of the 13 and 11, that brings them to 186, which sadly drops them outside of the championship and means at the moment EVR have lost the championship. OMB though as well. But look at this, Liam Hiley. He's really coming at Speedy now, and he's caught Speedy napping slightly. There he goes, closing up. Bourbon Boy speeds into the pit lane, and that he gets a 10-second time penalty for that. I'm looking at OMB, of course, on 188 points. They're gaining 16 from this race up to 204, which means they are 35 points behind in the Constructors' Championship as it stands, which means it will go to the final race right now. It's going to go to the final race in Qatar for the championship right now. But for Liam, the main thing is he doesn't lose any positions or Jonas gets up into the top 10. That is what OMB need. They will be sitting at 35 points behind it. Oh! That's a Quinn! That's a Quinn. He's gone off. He's gone off. He's spun again. Is that VRE's day done? Down to P11. Now going to be in a battle with Jonas and the Bard Tsunami. I don't know what's happened. From pole to 11th in 11 laps. Oh my god. I think we know who VRE are gonna be blaming for tonight's race and how it went so downhill. Raphael goes into the pits, 10-second time penalty for speeding in the pit lane. Quinn. So unlucky, man. So unlucky. 2 spins now. One looks like by himself, but that one with EVR, I think if he had never gotten spun round, I think he would still be up there in P4. Possibly I think he would still be up there in P4, P5. Very disappointing there, and it looks like it's completely ruined VRE's chances this evening to gain any points. It will be their first pointless race of the season, by the way, and ever so far since round 7, since when they joined. So it's going to be a very disappointing one so far, and unless there's a safety car, that's the only real time I could see Quinn getting back up into this race this evening. But Speedy is under attack once again from Liam Hiley. He's got the DRS. Are we going to see the same motion again? To the outside goes Liam Hiley. Late on the brakes, he's gone way too deep, but he seems to have the grip. Side by side, and there goes Liam Hiley up into the lead here in the Netherlands at FRLT. No assist, season 5, and up into the lead once again. He got P2 in Hungary. He's aiming for that win this week And in round number 12 in the Netherlands, he's looking for that victory. He's took the lead from the start. He's led quite a few laps, but so is Speedy. They're in a brilliant battle between the two of them. But EVR also in that. Misha most likely will be getting post-race penalties. So there's a big chance that's going to happen. And that's going to be very disappointing, of course, for him. It's just absolutely going crazy at the moment. It's absolutely going mental out in the lead and the battle over the lead as well. Heading round once again, Speedy. He's quite close. He's closing up a lot. Look at that. 3 cars dive into the pits. A 4th dives into the pits as well. Misha gets a 10-second time penalty for speeding in the pit lane. That will pretty much end his chances at points this evening. And that's going to be very damaging for EVR. And all this pretty much confirms SET's championship at the moment. Almost all of this is just confirming the chance for their championship. Very damaging indeed this season for EVR. Their last 2 races. Oh, and a mistake! A mistake from Speedy. Oh, and contact between Speedy and Knight. Battling side by side. Speedy, a very rare mistake to be seen. Oh, being dragged off almost into the grass and the gravel is Knight. Still side by side. But in the end, Knight doesn't make his way past just yet. But he's all over the back of Speedy. But that mistake was huge from him. And just, maybe just a small lack in concentration just for a single second. And that's what happens when you make a tiny mistake here. And there goes Knight. He's going to continue to lead this race further on those medium tyres. William Boyter also following in behind on that to add on to it. Bartanami, of course, on the hard tyres. Misha's gone to the hard tyres. We'll have a look what everybody's going to tyre-wise. Hard tyres for everyone. Manolo, Zen, William, and Knight all on the mediums. On worn mediums. Where's Liam coming out? Where is Liam coming out? Liam comes out behind Misha and behind Najus. So by my account, Najus has just taken the provisional lead of tonight's race. I have no words. I have no words at all. But that is a lead for EVR. EVR? VMV. That's it. Lead for VMV this evening. Very strange. I did not expect to be seeing this, to be honest. I didn't expect to see what we are seeing at the moment. And it looks like Knight's going for another lap as well. So is William. But you can see the rate he's catching at the moment. We'll change this to the leader. 17.4 seconds, by the way. Splits first to fourth. A pit stop is about 18 seconds, by the way, around this track. So you've got to stop within 18 seconds. It's not been a good stop for Speedy either, because he's also dropped behind Najus and at least Najus, which means he's dropped down to about P3 in equivalent position in this race. But now, Misha with the lead. But look at this, 17.2 seconds. It is coming down for Knight. He's losing his chance at the moment. But look at this. Misha's holding. I think Misha's trying to hold everyone up at the moment. Misha's holding everyone up. He is holding everyone up to allow his teammate to get the stop in. This is brilliant teamwork being seen at EVR. And the grid is absolutely going crazy because look at that, it's 18 seconds. His teammates into the pits. Will they make it through okay though? We know Misha isn't going to be able to hold his own down this pit straight. We know it's not going to be possible because of the speed of Najus. What's he actually gained from it? He's gained absolutely nothing. Down the inside goes Liam Hiley. And in the end, Knight still comes out in P10. He's not gained anything. That makes no sense at all for holding anyone up. Very, very strange strategy that has clearly not worked for EVR. At the moment, Knight will jump up to P8 after penalties, after Born Boy's penalties and Misha's penalties, but that's it. It's a questionable strategy that I don't think has worked. That plan did not work at all for EVR. They just haven't been able to get that together at all. I think the hope was probably for Knight to come out in front of Speedy and Unai Vega, but in the end, he's about a second away from that. He's about a second away from where that should be. It's just over a second away. So that's not worked out for him at all. But he is now chasing John, and a slower driver as well. But you can see a bit of action happening out in the lead. Misha and Najus again battling over the lead. I'm not sure what Misha's trying to battle. I think he's trying to slow down these guys a little bit more. We got some battling further back, and Knight has been left in the dust. And I think there's been some contact there between Knight and John over position. And that has definitely hurt him. That sets him back a long way. Now he's got to try and chase after John once again. Now over a second behind. We see this is a little bit of no man's land. Is about that second point. But if you could catch up, you can see Knight is pushed. But he's had to use that ERS to push. And so he's going to have a bit less when it comes down to any straights or anywhere where he wants to use that overtake to find some time and to get that straight line speed. It's not going to happen now. But look at this. Najus is within a second of the Bard Tsunami, the current race leader. Bard Tsunami, TDR, putting down some laps led so far. But look at this. Bard Tsunami's not going to be absolutely anything for Najus to battle. 3/10 at the moment is the gap. All Najus has to do is just put together a decent corner and getting the braking right. But look at this. He's all over the back of the Bard Tsunami. Out to the right, to the left. He's trying to find any way past. He's not been able to. And that's not the way you really want your eventual race leader to get past. Because at the moment, he's not getting past at all. There goes the man of Misha. And again, for the second time this evening, Misha spins around a driver. Though this time, it was a half spin. But still, it's tapping a driver around. And there goes Najus round. And there's the yellow flag. And that is Najus' chances out the window. And now it's gone back to Liam Hiley. And him chasing after the lead here. It's gone back to Liam Hiley. And you know what? I am actually going to say it is a bit appalling there from Misha. And this is... yeah. I'm just going to say yeah. I haven't got much else to say. As battling side by side, Misha and Liam Hiley. Intense battling going on there. And that is Knight spun round and left in the dirt as he drops through the grid once again. And with wing damage, Quinn ultimately just about gets in front. Up to P12. Will be up to P11 after penalties. And after Misha's penalties and Bourbon Boy's penalties, he will go up to P9 in this race. So still points are on the table for Quinn Vigley. And so at least Viari will still be taking some points this evening. But just has not come together at all. But the Bard Tsunami still leads the way. I think he's led an extra lap or two longer than even I thought he was going to lead. But now Liam Hiley with the DRS. Misha, I think, is going to have to be very careful. And now heading down towards turn 1. Liam Hiley leads. And down the inside again for Misha. These moves are crazy. The dive bombs coming from the EVR driver. Knight gets a 10-second time penalty. for speeding in the pit lane, and he retires from the race. The second retiree, Hako, retired, and now Knight has retired. EVR now basically saying they are out of the championship, but side by side again, down the hill, round the corner. Oh my god! Around the outside, Liam Hiley went, and he made the move work. I have absolutely no words for what just happened there. Born Boy down the inside of the Bard Tsunami as well. Bard Tsunami just losing places now. Speedy as well. P4 up, gaining a place. There'll be P2 in the end. But at the moment, SCT on for P2 and P4 as it stands. But you can see Unite Vegas still has P5 to get past, so it could be P2 and P3 by the end of the evening, which would be very interesting. Down the inside, he's gone. Oh my god, and swerving everywhere. Into turn 1. Misha again. The movement from Misha. I have no word to Quinn Vigley. Now up to P11. He'll get up to P10 with Raphael's penalty, so he will make it up into the points positions, and he could even make it up to about P8 now, so up to 3 points for VRE. So at least VRE are having a little bit of redemption at the end of their evening. At least that is happening. But Liam Hiley making his way round, still leading this race. 14 laps to go. Yes, there's still another 14 laps of this race to go. No safety car, but a lot of chaos. And one man that is causing a lot of controversy at the moment is Misha. He's half spun. He half spun Knight. He caused a lot of problems. Not Knight. He half spun. He spun Quinn Vigley. He half spun Najus. He spun those two drivers. Not Knight. My apologies. Not Knight. But he spun both Quinn and Najus. And of course, I think there's going to be a lot of very angry people. Whoa! Almost into the back of Liam Hiley. Oh my god. That came a little bit too close for comfort. And I think he's very much going to be shaking slightly from how close that got. Misha getting just a little bit too close for comfort. I've got to say, he just got a little bit too close for comfort this evening to that Aston Martin. He knows he can't win with his penalties. Also with the post-race penalties that will probably come in. At least probably close to between 6 to 8 seconds of penalties. He could even get up to 10 seconds of penalties post-race for the contact with the spins. But at the moment, we've got to talk about SCT, who are on their way to an eventual championship. In the end, 214 points plus the 16 for second and plus the 13 for third. 243 points is what they're going to come out with. OMB on their way to come out with a lovely 20 points, but it's not enough. It's not enough. At the moment, SCT are on their final few laps, the final 12 laps of the race, the final third of tonight's race. They're on their way to winning the championship and winning their second championship they've ever won in FRLT. They won 4s back in season number 3. They won 4s in season 3. Now they're winning no assists. Their first 2's championship they would have won. SCT will be undeniable in the moments where they have needed to score the points and needed those crucial points in those crucial positions. They have been able to do it, and one man has really pushed that championship all the way. Speedy, man who's the drivers' championship, the drivers' champion. I can say it, drivers' champion in no assists as well. Speedy, man who is on his way to potentially have the biggest drivers' championship campaign out of any driver. Here comes Misha again around the outside. He's got to be really careful here. Oh, you've got to be careful with leaving enough room. And into the next corner. Whoa! Oh, and off into the gravel goes Misha. As now he drops down a couple of places. He was going to drop down anyway with penalties. But that was intense battling again. But I do feel like maybe Misha's aggression is possibly, for the first time in a while, shown with a bit of aggression back and a bit of toughness once again. I don't think people are being nice. And there, whoa, there goes John. He's off into the gravel. And that's a massive mistake for John. Is that going to be his points lost? And he can't get the grip. He can't get the grip. And there goes Quinn. And that's another position gained for the VRE driver as he tries to close in on Nicholas Boiter in P8. But that was very intense. Very intense moment for John. That one small mistake has dropped him from P6, by the way. P6, he's down to P10 now in this race. Disappointing for John here tonight. Very disappointing for John. I don't think he'll be particularly happy with that mistake, and I think he knows it's all his fault with that mistake in the end. And really nobody else that you could blame. You can see that, but you can see now Unai Vega and Speedy ever closer to Liam Hiley. Ever closer to achieving another victory this season. Potentially even back-to-back 1-2s for the first time ever in FRLT history. We could be seeing back-to-back 1-2s. Nicholas Boiter's made a mistake, though. He's made a mistake. He spun it as well at the same corner. And now, John goes up, and mistakes are coming from these drivers now. And it is not a good time to start making mistakes at all. But the battling, we've actually got to say about this, the battling has allowed William Boiter to get quite close to this battle up in the top 5. Speedy gets past Born Boy actually goes into the pits, and for now, William Boiter could be getting P4, their best finish in the last, I believe, if I'm correct, their best finish in the last 6 races. They're on their way for their best finish in the past 6-7 races, I believe. So Rosso really pushing for a brilliant finish this evening. So we could be seeing a genuine change in their luck this season. The last couple of races, it's not worked out at all for Rosso. They're on for double points. They're on for an incredible 14 points this evening. And I can't state how important that is. That will essentially keep Rosso and almost entirely confirm Rosso in 4th in the Constructors. We all know this. But one thing I've just noticed is it is getting a little bit cloudy in places. Is there potential for rain? I see it's quite clear, so I don't know. Don't know. I swear I keep on seeing little drops of rain. I don't know whether that's me, because you can see a couple of dark clouds here and there. But look at this. The battle for the lead. Speedy trying to get past Liam Hiley. Speedy's had a very quiet race. But look at this. Liam Hiley pushing back past. He wants to get through on Speedy. Can Liam Hiley get that move done? He's trying. He's using everything he's got. He's absolutely using all of the battery. Absolutely everything he's got in this battle. Dirty Air coming in effect as well. SET gunning for another 1-2 finish to become the first ever team in FRLT assists or no assists to get back-to-back 1-2 finishes. Nobody still to date has gotten back-to-back Grand Slams. That's still not been done. But back-to-back 1-2s haven't been done either. Nobody's done it. So could SET become the first team ever to achieve that? We'll have to wait and see. There's still another 8 laps of this race to go. You see Liam Hiley, he's got that DRS. The best thing for Liam Hiley is he's actually not bad in that final sector compared to Unai Vega. That's where he seems to be finding his time. And he's closing in a lot on Speedy, trying to make him move. In the end, he did move a bit. And there's another yellow flag, and that is again for Nicholas Boiter. Sorry, Nicholas Boiter. It's another mistake for Nicholas Boiter as he pulls into the pits. Is this going to be a retirement? Are we seeing a retirement from Nicholas Boiter in this race? No, he's changing tyres. He's going to the medium tyres, and he's changing his front wing. He's going to be down in P12 anyway, so I don't think it's going to change his position that much. So in the end, that's where he is for the moment. Still, anything could happen. I mean, we've got to talk about Joaquin Vigley here, who's now in a chance to get P6 in this race, to at least acquire 7 points out of this race, bring VRE to 75 points in their championship campaign, close up to SKG by another 2 points. It's not going to be enough, but it's still another 2 points closer, and still an incredible campaign from them. Slow car in the middle sector. That is Born Boy that's going slowly in the middle sector. Speedy leads away. You can see Liam Hiley, he's just following. It's a little bit further behind this time, but still 6 laps to go in tonight's race. Please tell me in the chat, who do you predict that is going to win this race? Also, to add in, I've just noticed William Boiter and Jonas have both joined this pack. We've got to talk about Jonas and this incredible comeback from him. One stop, he's been on those tyres for 16 laps. We've got to talk about the absolute incredible work he's putting in. Misha, by the way, battles his way past Unai Vega. So Unai Vega's obviously just made a mistake. But I've got to say, this is looking very interesting. So the gap now jumps open to just over a second between second and third. It's the first time there's been more than a second, excluding the pit stops, between any of the top 6, by the way, any of the top 4, sorry, that there's been more than a second. So this is the first time this evening. That's how close it's been. But now this means Misha is under attack from other drivers. For Jonas, he could be in a chance to actually keep OMB in the championship battle, because at the moment they'll be taking 23 points away from the evening. Yes, SET will take more, but we'll have to see. Because look at this, battling between Unai Vega and Misha going on here. Misha, of course, going to drop through the order with his penalty. Doesn't he? It looks like P8 is where Misha's probably going to go at the moment. And Liam Hiley also making the move for the lead of the race as he goes into the lead. Once again, these two battling here again. And there goes Jonas past William Boiter. Looks like William Boiter's made a mistake and up to P5. And now, potentially, OMB could be back into the championship battle. 28 points would come to them. It would be 29 points for the team of SCT. So, very much, Jonas needs Unai Vega to get a penalty to bring themselves back into a chance to at least gain those extra 3 points. And Liam Hardy needs to make sure he wins this race. And Jonas finishes P2. That's what needs to happen, because if SCT get P4, P5, Unai Vega again under attack. He's under a lot of attack at the moment. And still P4 can't get past Misha. But if Jonas gets past Unai Vega, that's 1 point gained. And from my account, 188 to it's under 30 points. So 30, it's 26 points. So as long as they don't drop more than 10 points, which they're not at the moment, OMB will continue their championship battle. Because they're dropping at the moment 2 points to SET over the lead and 1 point. So they're dropping 3 points at the moment. So it will go up. It will go up to 29 points gap. But the championship will go to the final race. So SET's day is not done just yet. It's not done just yet at all. SET were kind of hoping that their day would be done and their championship would be concluded. And there goes Unai Vega trying to go for position. He's going to have another hard battle with Misha over P3. The bad thing for Unai Vega here is Misha's just the bad thing for Unai Vega is Misha's just pushing him back into Jonas and back into William Boiter, because if at the moment he drops 2 places, that will be down to P6, which will end up being P5 at the end of the race. P5. Oh my god, look at this. Battling almost Jonas almost getting past Unai Vega. This has to be the comeback of the season. From 17th to 5th. Look at this. He's chasing for that lead. He needs that lead. There's a yellow in the middle sector. Somebody's made a mistake. I think that was a VMV driver. I think that's Zen. Who's made a mistake. But Jonas needs to get past Unai Vega to finish at least P2 and P3. And they will secure... They will currently still be in for the championship into the final race. It's still on. Even now, it's still on. Everything. Again, SET need to find 11 points over OMB. It was looking like it was going to happen earlier when Jonas was outside of the top 10. It looked pretty much settled that SET was going to win the championship. But now, it's all up in the air. And SET are going to look like they're going to have to go another week of waiting to win that championship, which they have a high chance of winning next week with their championship lead by that point. They'll have 2 points and another 2, so they'll have 4 points, which will go to 30 points. So OMB will need something very special and absolutely brilliant to beat SET next week for the championship. Whoa, and a bit of the nose going a little bit crazy there. 3 laps to go in this race. Laps are just flying by. Look at that. Jonas all over the back. Born Boy takes the fastest lap. That means the point might be out of... The fast lap point will be out of reach for the top 2, which means that extra point isn't going to help either side, and it wouldn't help much either way. And look at this. Down into turn 1. Whoa, and a massive mistake from Jonas. It's not what he needed to make. He could drop 3 points here. Remember, P5 is 10 points. P6 is 7. So he's just dropped 3 more points there. Oh! And in the wall! I don't know what to say. 21 versus... That's 3, so 21 versus... I'm trying to think, 21 versus 18 plus the 13, that's 29, 8 points. They're just safe at the moment by 2 points. They're just safe. I don't know what to say for Jonas there. But onto the final lap we go. Here comes Liam Hiley. He chooses the inside line. Little bit of a double move there from the man of Speedy. He's got to be careful with that double moves. Of course, not allowed. Not allowed to make 2 moves. But Quinn Wrigley might be actually getting up to P5 in this race. So a decent comeback in there and could still be 10 points by the end of it. Of course, we'll still be waiting post-race penalties to come through, which will come out tomorrow at 8 PM. I'll make sure to get them done. I have no words for what just happened there for Jonas. I think we'll be seeing a big report against Rosso. And very much, I don't disagree. I could see why they'll want a big report. Speedy leads, though. He's leading away. Just a few more corners to earn another victory for SCT this season. I think it's the 4th win they would have achieved in 12 races, winning a 1/3 of all races. Still, the most wins in a season is 6. It's not going to be beaten just yet. And coming round to the final corner, here it is in the Netherlands. Speedy wins for SCT in round number 12 of FRLT Season 5. No assists. Who's going to finish 3rd, though? Coming up to the line, across the line, Misha just gets in front. In the end, it is going to be 3rd for Unai Vega. Pulling up those 31 points, sorry. Those 31 points. So, 31 points over 16 and then 2 to 18. So if I'm correct by my maths just now, I believe SCT have just won the Constructors' Championship. From my calculations, they have just won. I'll have to confirm them. But that was crazy. I have no words. I have no words at all. The end of that race is beyond belief. Beyond belief. I'm telling you that now. I have no words. But we'll go through the race order. It is Speedy who once again wins this season, followed by Liam Hiley, Unai Vega, William Boyter, Haquin with a great comeback, John, Misha, Bartanami, Jonas, Najus, Nicholas, Boyter, Manolo, Bornboy, Raphael, Zen, and then the retirees being Knight and Hako. At the moment, by my account, I believe it is. I believe SET have won the Constructors' Championship. I'm gonna have to double check that. I'll quickly do the maths on it in the end. Because it's 18 plus 13. That's 31 points plus the 240, which is 245 points. OMB got 18 plus the 188, which is 206. So that championship is done. 39 points. They've won it by just 3 points. So we're going to see if we can get an interview from we're going to try and get an interview from the championship. From the championship winners, we're going to see whether we can get their owner and manager in or not. We're going to have to wait and see whether we're going to be able to get that or not. Let's just wait to see. Let's see. At the moment, I don't believe we might get an interview, but what we'll do is we'll interview a couple of people. Because there's a couple of people I do want to interview. For instance, the top 3 in the constructors specifically, which would be quite nice if we can get an interview from all of them. Be good if we could get an interview from all of them. I'm waiting to see whether. Yeah. But yeah. So we'll wait a couple of minutes to see whether they want to come and do an interview. Sadly, not going to be available to do an interview. For Zach, but we could be getting another one of their managers, I think Junior, who is So, in the end, that is that. We're not going to be getting an interview, sadly, from the champions, from their managers. But we will get one later on, and it will be posted on Twitter. I will make sure of that. So, with that, guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed it. Please make sure to leave a like and subscribe. Also, click on that notification bell to know about all the content we do from short streams and videos that will be coming very, very. They'll be coming very, very soon. But yeah, in the end, there's that. And congratulations to SET Company on their congratulations to SET on the championship at the moment. I do genuinely believe they will still win the championship even post stewards. So great job. So in the end, good race, absolutely brilliant all round. I hope you guys enjoyed it. We will be back next week for no assists for the final race, round 13 at Qatar. We'll also be doing the same for assists next week as well. But let's have a quick look at the calendar. We've now gone from Monza to Belgium. A short sort of sprint start in Europe. Then we move to Australia, Singapore, then over to America for Las Vegas and Mexico. Then we went to Hungary, Great Britain. Then we went to Austria reverse. We went back. And we did Hungary, Great Britain, then Austria reverse. And then Japan, Kota, Netherlands, and next week, Qatar. So absolutely brilliant. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed it. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe. I'll see you very soon. Goodbye. Look at this! Look at the mounting, and it is a safety car! Here comes Mika into Stoke corner. Whoa! Almost! And away we go here in the Netherlands. Got F3 down towards the next couple. Oh, it is! Oh my god!